Good day to all of us at Tejaswini's and whoever is watching this or will watch this energy guidance. So it's time for a new week, and last week we had this card called the Tower, the Thunderbolt, which is one of the most, it's a fearsome card in the tarot deck. Much feared it is. So we're glad to get rid of those energies. So I decided to do for this week, and the card here is another enigmatic card of the deck, which is very interesting, and it's called the Lovers, and it's the major arcana, destiny card number 6, and you see the picture is very interesting, and it's even in the traditional deck it's called the Lovers. And this is the Osho Zen Tarot deck, to remind you, which carries the energies of the Zen master, the Zen philosophy, and Master Osho. So here, Master Osho has very interesting things to say about this whole concept, which we are going to talk about right now. So here first we see a heart here, and we see two people. So it's a love which is displayed here, and which is in this heart. It's a very physical kind of love. You can see the picture. It's red, hazy, and it demonstrates. This card demonstrates a spectrum of love and a movement from the earth to the sky, from the earthly level to a higher level. So this is the physical part of the spectrum, and then you see there are wings which are growing on this heart, and this love is actually expanding. And once it expands, you can see these two people who are facing each other. They look absolutely alert, completely facing each other, and their hair, you can see, full of stars, and the light is shining upon them. So it's a movement up the spectrum of love, and this is the love at the bottom where most people are stuck, because that's the nature's mechanism of ensuring that the entire material world is perpetuated, the species is perpetuated, and the entire physical world is able to carry on and regenerate itself. So it's like, which traps everyone into this entire illusion of Maya. That's why in earlier times we had this very strict concepts of the ashrams, the stages of life where everything was predefined, and Vanaprastha was the stage when renunciation was advocated, and you went beyond all this. So, but now you see modern day all spiritual fields and all spiritual thoughts, they do not advocate renunciation, although it may be the ideal path, but it is no more advocated, or it's the householder's path, and there are beautiful ways which everyone can follow for going up this ladder. So it's something like you can still be part of the world but be outside it. And there are so many beautiful paths, like Kriya Yoga is one path which is advocated and which is very powerful, specially advocated for householders by its originators. So here, coming back to this, we have this two people who are now recognizing, honoring the individuality of the other. And you can see here triangles, intersecting triangles, upward triangle representing the masculine, downward triangle feminine, the yin and the yang energies intersecting at various points, and it is a progression, and the two people becoming quite alert and meditative. And this is what Osho says is, from here it is lust and there it is love, he says. And when this meditativeness becomes total, it becomes compassion. So he says, sex is the seed, love is the flower, and compassion is the fragrance. It can be the fruit also. Buddha says that when love gets laced with meditation, it's called compassion. So compassion is believed to be the highest form of love, and it's a complete transcending this spectrum of scale of love. And there are very beautiful teachings of compassion in almost all philosophies, particularly Buddhism and Zen, which can be embraced by anyone for moving up this ladder. So now, what is the message of this card for all of us? This card, since it shows this kind of an energy of love, it represents some strong, intense, passionate energy in your life. Maybe it's a soul-mate connection. It may be a marriage coming up, some intense, some beautiful relationship coming up. It's something which is this kind of a love. And it is deep love, multi-dimensional love in all its dimensions. Card in fact says, go for this type of love. It's a message that you go beyond. If it's love, then you do not stick to one aspect of love. Go beyond it. So it is embracing love in all its dimensionalities. And then this card also is, since it's you see the person is mirroring the other. So it's something like the twin soul love, which is a very interesting teaching. The twin soul teachings, very interesting New Age teachings. But the concept of twin soul is very, very old, and it was propounded by Plato first in his book called The Symposium, where he talks of a very mystical story, and he says that there was a time when the souls were first created. The god Zeus decided to split the souls into two polarities, the masculine and the feminine. And then these polarities have since been searching for each other. And it's only when the search is complete and when one polarity is able to find the other that there is an experience of the wholeness, profound wholeness, and which helps the soul to evolve. So this might represent an energy like this which may have touched you. So it's what's a twin flame energy? It's the mirror energy. It's an energy which a person who reflects your deepest fears as well as your deepest desires simultaneously. That person may do that. So it's like a spiritual, the highest spiritual trigger that may be brought about by a person in your life, and which is not an easy trigger because the methods are not easy. It's not like a teacher teaching a student in the easy way. It's something like, since it's a mirror, so it's something like if I am a weak person or I am feeling victimized and I live in that mentality, then my mirror or my twin may be a person who is very powerful in herself or himself, but he or she may not empathize with my condition and may actually perpetuate or do something which will actually bring out those fears inside me. And the trigger here is step into your power. Step into your power. Similarly, if I am a very creative person, then my mirror or my twin may be a person who feels creatively repressed. So it's someone who's mirroring each other, and that's how growth happens in these type of connections. And when such energies touch your lives, feel blessed, feel grateful, recognize, pay attention, because many often we do not pay attention. So recognize the synchronicity and go about in the best possible manner for each other's spiritual growth. So it's a blessing actually. Now, what else can this card tell you? This card also tells you, since you see the faces are, it's a confrontation, two people facing each other. So it may be a choice, it may be a dilemma in your life, some kind of a crossroad, maybe a moral crossroad, some challenge of values, value systems which may be happening in your life. So it's the time not to jump into anything, not simply to surrender. There's a card in the tarot which tells you to surrender. There are many cards which just tell you to surrender into the situation. No, this is the time to deeply examine your values, your feelings, your options, your motives, and then you take a decision. So this card may also show your own self here, standing up before your own self, your belief systems, your values, facing the reality of you. And the card tells you, it brings a message that it's time to be true to yourself, be authentic, be honest, try to be the highest version of yourself. So with this card coming up in the reading, feel blessed, feel grateful, and recognize and connect to any such energy which is seeking to touch you in the ways that I have just described. So enjoy your week, enjoy the day, and I'll be back with many more things coming up in the next week, which I will be announcing shortly. Some new programs, and I'll be seeing you once again next week for this energy guidance. So any personal questions, readings, you can always contact me. We are available online, in person, Skype, video calling for tarot sessions. Most of the sessions of Tejaswini can be done online, video calling, and you will be completely supported. So you can go through the services of Tejaswini. It's the mother page and Tejaswini's tarot, and avail the benefits. So goodbye for the day.